Leon Gray groaned, slowly getting back up again. What's wrong? Don't tell me your guilt is finally getting to you. I'm warning you. Don't try to interfere. Whether you like it or not, I'm resurrecting Deliora. Leon said. Gray glared at Leon. I won't let you, he vowed. Leon dropped his mask. Finally prepared for battle. It's just like old times, but I've grown much stronger since. Ice, Ice make eagle. Lion shouted, sending bunch of the ice eagles at Gray. Ice make shield. Gray shouted, and summoning an ice shield to block away the Leon's eagles. However, the eagles only just managed to maneuver their way on top, still managing to hit Gray, and seems screams in pain, while your specialist is creating, imitating objects. Statistic ice magic. Mine is creating living creatures. Active ice magic. Did you forget my ice magic has ability to move? Leon asked as Gray evaded other round of eagles. Ice make hammer. Gray shouted while still in the air, sending ice hammer at Leon. Ice make ape. Leon shouted, countering the hammer with the ape. Gray landed on the ground. How pathetic. You still use the two hand to cast your ice spell? Leon said. Cause that's how you're taught us. Single hand casting is incomplete and unstable, Gray replied. Well, I'm an exception to that rule. I surpassed your skill level a long time ago, Leon bragged. Shout, shut your mouth, Gray spit. Regardless, since we were children, you've never been able to land a single hit on me, Leon teased. Gray grunted in frustration. I'm a lot stronger than I used to be. Ice mate gazer, Gray shouted. A huge ice glacier came up from the ground and successfully hit Leon, seemingly defeating him and causing the ground to shake. As Moon Drip spell cast screamed and fled for safety, but the glacier was stopped and Leon walked out completely unscratched. Nothing has changed. I always the superior student, and I'm still stronger than you. I was able to master single hand ice magic, while you still have to rely on two hands. It's just like the old days. We have to chosen different paths, but we were frozen in time. Our ranks as wizards never changed, Leon said as Gray scoffed at Leon. Leon held up one hand. Ice formed on his hand. A very sudden ice dragon ejected from the ground and sent Gray flying that by resurrecting a Deliora. To prove that I am more than or star pupil. As a child I've only dreamed of one thing, the day I would be able to be surpassed or able to be a wizard, but you ruined that for me, Gray. After she died, I thought my lifelong dream of surpassing her had been dashed until I realized there's one way if I can defeat Deliora, a demon so strong that even you couldn't vanquish it, then I'll have surpassed her power. My dream will finally become true, a reality, Leon said. Gray got up after he crashed into the ground. Listen to me. That thing destroyed everything we cared about, and you want to bring him back? Just prove how strong you are? That's insane. Please, you can't do this, Gray shouted with disappear. But Leon only shouted another chunk of ice at Gray, sending him into the air. As he shouted in pain, please, you can't do this. Really, Leon shouted angrily, sending more ice to eagles at Gray. Gray landed hard on the ground, grunting. Funny you say that. Those were the exact words we said to you that fateful day. Surely you haven't forgotten it because you challenged Deliora that your lost her life. Leon shouted, summoning a fist as it ejected from the ground, sending Gray flying once again as he scratched in annoyance. It can't stand you speaking her name in my presence. Be gone, Leon shouted, sending another ice dragon at Gray. This is the end, Gray, Leon said, as the ice dragon gave Gray another thrashing as Gray screamed in utter pain. All while Happy and Lucy made their way to the village, along with Natsu. Um, Gray lay on the ground with his stomach laying flat, defeated by his childhood friend, now turning enemy. Flashback, what is the matter? Don't tell me you're giving up easily. Get up, Gray. Get up, Gray. You're ordered. Flashback ended. Get up, Gray. Man, you look rough. He beat the snot out of you, huh? If only Whiskers here to punch you up, Natsu said. Natsu, what are you doing here? Gray asked weakly. I didn't know how you get back to the village, so I climbed back up to look for it. Come, let's go, Natsu said, grabbing Gray gently by his t-shirt, lifting him up. Wait, I can't walk. Where is Leon? Gray grumbled. Don't know. By the time I made it back up, everyone had vanished, Natsu said, as Greg slowly got up but immediately began to fall back down. But he was held by Natsu. Natsu took Gray and swung him lightly over his shoulder, which really was a big ball of ice. Now, hold on. We have to hurry and get back to the village before they do, Natsu said, as Gray widened his eyes. Flashback, no way, Deliora is out of the league. Gray, it'll kill you. Don't go, you are warned. I'm going on this S-class quest, Natsu said. Natsu, you're way out of your league. Here, just come home, Gray replied. Flashback ended. Gray gritted his teeth. Hey, he called out weakly. Yeah? Natsu replied. I'm sorry. I didn't believe in you. I'm no better than Gray apologized, tear streaming down in his face. Natsu stopped walking. Quiet, quit feeling sorry for yourself, cuz you lost a fight. You're a member of Fairy Tail, and we don't give up when times are tough. So just put it behind you and keep moving forward. Natsu said while Gray listened with shock. Natsu began running again. Oh, great. Now it's even harder to run. And grunted, hope over his leg in order to move. Listen up, people who caused the curse and transformation. You are planning an attack on the village, Lucy warned. They're gonna come down here to fight us. One villager asked, yeah, but I've got a plan. We'll capture them and lock them up until they tell us how to change you back, Lucy said. All of the villagers began to whisper and talk among each other nervously. Only thing is, I'm pretty sure those three are wizards. They're gonna be hard to catch. Happy nodded. You're right, and you're the only one we got right now. Well, good luck, Lucy said bluntly. Last time I checked, you're a wizard too, Happy replied nervously. Lucy gasped and clasped her hands together ecstatically. I just had a brilliant idea. She squealed. Nothing good can come of this, Happy whimpered. What are you doing out here? Mocha asked, walking over to Lucy. Chef, the whole village called out. We won't have much time, sir. The enemy is gonna attack any second now. Lucy warned. Enemy? Mocha said, confused. the one respond for the curse that transformed your people. They've been hiding in old temples in the jungle, Lucy informed. I don't care who is in the temple. Why haven't you destroyed the moon? Oka asked. Well, you see, it wasn't the moon that did this. You exactly. But now we know who did it, Lucy replied. You lie. Do what I ask of you, Mocha demanded. Chief, please, you have to calm down. One of the villagers restrained Mocha as he come over and let go. Another said as two villagers dragged Mocha away. Lucy's sweat dropped as he doesn't mean any of it that he just upset he been like this since Bobo died. A villager explained. Poor man, I know how to trap the enemies, Lucy said confidently. Well, be happy to help if need us, he replied. Lucy smirked. I'm going a great celestial wizard fairy tale god, so why don't you just leave it to me? You don't have to worry. It will be a piece of cake. Lucy assured a geek that I've always wanted to say that. Now, if only Naruto-kun was here to hear me say those words, Lucy squealed in her mind. Somebody's starting to get cocky, Happy mumbled. Open the gate of Maiden. Lucy shouted and a pink hair maid appeared and bowed all to the villagers stared in amazement. She's cute, a male villager said. She's not that cute, Lucy said. Oh yeah, that's a key from a everlude I gave you after the mission, Happy said. Lucy smiled and nodded. Princess, have you completed the task? Virgo said. Good work, Virgo. My plan is going perfectly, Lucy said confidently. I'm not sure, Virgo disagreed. What did you just say? Lucy replied, irritated. Hey, Lucy, Happy called out. Yeah, what is it? Lucy replied. I really hate to break it to you, but I don't think you might be stupid, Happy said incisively. Wow, thank a lot for your encouragement, Lucy thanked sarcastically. I just don't think anybody gonna fall for your trap because it's old trick in the books, Happy replied. Lucy smirked. Now, don't be silly. Pitfalls traps will get them every time, Lucy said. But you'll tell what it is looking at Happy deadpan. It doesn't matter because there is only one way to get into the village. So the enemy is gonna have to go over it if they want in. Lucy responded. Well, I still think that there's no way they're gonna fall for it. Happy they panted again. Me neither. Female villager agreed. I'm sorry, but I agree with them. Another said, yes, I concur. Virgo added along. Not you too. Go ahead and doubt me. You'll see, Lucy said. Miss Lucy, it looks like there's somebody heading this way, to the gatekeeper shouted. Lucy gasped. That's gotta be them. Open the gate, Lucy commanded. Right. The villager replied, and the gate immediately began to rise up. Now, come to mama, Lucy mumbled. But as it turns out, it was only Natsu carrying an injured Gray. Hey, guys, we're okay, Natsu shouted. Lucy screamed in shock. Natsu, Happy, and the two other villagers shouted, stay right there. Don't come closer, Lucy shouted, sharkling at her hands frantically, and her head. What? Natsu said, confused. Continue to run. Natsu, stop, please, Lucy begged, and Natsu finally came to a stop and halt just in front of Lucy's trap. Lucy sighed in relief. And what with the grass? Natsu said, asking, noticing the Lucy's trap but not knowing it was a trap. so he stepped onto it. Lucy screamed frantically as soon as Natsu fell down into the pit. Lucy and another villager stared in shock. He actually fell for it? One villager demanded. Yeah, I'm sorry. We ever doubted you. Another apologized. It's ruined, Lucy said, comedically disappointed. Very funny, but we don't have time to play practical jokes on each other, Natsu said, irritated. Don't talk to me like it. It was Lucy's dumb idea, Happy replied. I should have known, Natsu said. It wasn't a joke, it was a trap. Lucy shook her head in protest. I'm glad that you're okay. I was worried about you, Happy said, relieved, peering down at the bottom of Natsu, along with Lucy and other villagers. Yeah, I'm fine, but grade down for another count, Natsu said. The guy in the mask beating him up that badly? Lucy said. Natsu gasped when he finally realized that he is free of the ice. Hey, the ice is gone. Well, it must have cracked when I fall into the trap, Natsu said surprisingly. See, I told you my pitfall would work, Lucy said shapely. Excuse me, princess, but I think the spell broke when he felt the crusher range of magic, Virgo corrected. I'm free, Natsu shouted, and joyful. Gray was laid down gently on the ground. Gray, if only Naruto was here, I bet this kind of injury is nothing for him to heal, Lucy said. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought, but how come Leon likely haven't made it here? Natsu, um, you know that it's a good question. They left the village before you, but you got here first. I wonder what taking them so long, Lucy wondered. Yeah, and with Gray and that giant ice cube, I was pretty slow, Natsu added. Lucy smirked, holding up a fist. Alright, guys, hurry up and cover the hole, Lucy commanded. Natsu stared blankly. You're gonna fall for that? He said. Huh? Over there? A villager shouted, pointing over a sky as the team looked up. In the sky, Agnologia flew through the air, spinning his tail. A giant flying rat. One villager alert, and he was carrying a bucket. Another added, what? But now my pitfall is a total pointless, Lucy shouted in frustration. I didn't realize the double poison jelly took so long to prepare, Sherry said. Surprisingly, as Toby, Yoka stood on the top of Angela, we timed it perfectly. Those wizards were able to make it back to the village. Yoka said, we can't rest until the demon Deliora revived. For the cold emperor, anyone who dares to stand in our way must die, Sherry added. The bucket of Angela carried the title over, poured a fair size of green droplet over the village. Lucy widened her eyes and held her hand out as if trying to catch the droplets as it headed towards her. Jelly? Lucy wondered. Watch out, Natsu shouted as he immediately pushed Lucy away from the droplet, having after sensing that it was a harmful substance. Lucy whimpered in fear. That smell, I knew that stuff was deadly, Natsu said, looking back at the hole droplet had made. A big flying rat has a bucket full of it. A village shouted fearful, no, they're gonna dump it right on us. Another fearful added, idiots, Yoka said in disgust as Natsu glared up at him. Who have thought the moon drip could turn these people into beasts? Yoka pitied. They look like a demon children of Deliora, Sherry added, as Toby growled, All Natsu continued was glare at the three. Angelica, you do the honors, Sherry said. Angelica squealed, pouring the whole bucket of poison on top of the village. How can we protect ourselves from massive jelly? Lucy shouted frantically, comic tears streaming down. I want everybody to get to the center of the village, Natsu shouted, running. Lucy gasped as she looked over to the pink-head dragon slayer. Ready to fly, Happy? Natsu asked. Aye, sir. Happy replied, spreading out his wings, and flying. Natsu finally leaped into the air. Happy quickly caught him and carried him with his paw and carrying him on top of the jelly. While all of the villagers were rushing over to the center, just Natsu told him, I'm not going I'm going to leave Boo grave. Mocha refused, clutching on his son's tombstone. But Chief, that's jelly gonna get ya. And the villager shouted, flame of my right, flame on my left. You put them together, you get a fire dragon. Brilliant flame, Natsu shouted as two lit up hands collided, turning into one giant fireball, and threw it into the center of the jelly. As soon as it hit, it blew up and spread apart. He disappeared. It, Yoka said in shock. The boy is a fire wizard, Sherry shouted in shock. The rest remaining of jelly just came flying down, seeming also hitting Mocha. Oh no, Chief, a villager shouted. Mocha was saved by Virgo as he held him under his arms. You wish you would punish him for disobeying you? Virgo asked. Virgo, Lucy shouted, joyful, when the remain jelly fell onto the village. The village was completely gone. The village had been completely dissolved. This is terrible, one villager complained. Is anyone hurt? Another asked. Boo Grave is still standing, Mocha said in shock as was saw his son's tombstone was still standing but was immediately kicked over by Yoka as the other two approached the villagers. Mocha gasped wide in his eyes while Natsu's eyes were shadowed by his baggies. The cold emperor ordered us to educate the villagers and its people. We were trying to show mercy by making your death quickly and painless, but since that didn't work, we'll have to resort to bloodshed, Sherry said, and Natsu glared at the enemy, and Lucy scowled. Filthy villagers, two wizards, shouldn't take more than 15 minutes, Yoka assumed. You ready? Natsu asked. Yeah, Lucy replied, counting again, causing their three wizards happy at it. Finally, Gray slowly began to open his eyes. How dare such a disrespect? They kick our Boo grave, Mocha shouted in anger. They needed to be restrained again. Hurry up and take him somewhere else safe, villager ordered. Let me help you, Gray said, getting back up on his feet. Gray, you come too? Lucy said. Not gonna happen. We don't need your help, Natsu said, his eyes shouted by his bangs. Natsu, don't do this to me. Gray shouted and Natsu punched him hard in the guts as he groaned in pain. Just lay down and rest, Natsu said. Someday I'll. Gray paused and collapsed as Natsu caught Gray in his arms. But why? Lucy asked. He gave a Gray some thought. Love, Natsu knows he is no condition to fight, so he had to stop him. I mean, it was Whiskers would have done the same, Happy answered. That means deep down they really do care